Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Against the Odds, a show where we believe that sharing information can inspire, can also transform. My name is Njiben Zama, and today we're going to be talking to Mrs. Marilyn Ngundam. She was on a show a short while ago telling her story. She did tell her story. But today, she's going to be talking about something else, an endeavor that she's starting. The company named M&H LLC, which deals with healthcare issues, holistic healthcare from a functional perspective. Now, I don't know if I'm making any sense out of it, but she will. That's why she's here to explain what she's doing and what it's all about. So let me start by welcoming her. Hello, Ms. Ngundam. Good morning, and thank you for coming on again and with this new endeavor. So you've been busy.
Yes, I have been busy. Thank you so much, Uncle Ben, for having me back. It is always awesome to speak with you.
Great, welcome. So what is this holistic health from what is functional perspective? What is functional health?
So, functional medicine, it is sort of a branch of medicine that is it's science based and not just science based, but it looks at an individual from a whole perspective. It looks at everything within your body, everything around you. It doesn't just look at you coming up and telling me that you have a symptom or there's something going on with you. It doesn't just look at that isolated complaint. It looks at your body as a whole. It looks at the connected body systems. It looks at your environment. It looks at your lifestyle. It looks at what you're doing that can be precipitating your complaint. So basically, functional medicine, it targets your complaint from a root cause analysis to get you to health that way by addressing that root cause. Because then, if you only address a complaint of a patient, for example, somebody comes to you and say, "I'm anxious" or "I'm having low energy," and you just try to give them something to help the anxiety or give them something to boost their energy, that's not solving their problem. So, functional medicine looks at what is the root of your complaint, where is it coming from, and it solves your complaint from the root of it. In a nutshell,
So
yes.
I'm sorry. So um, I'm just curious. Is this something new?
It is not
Because
new.
okay,
It,
I asked that because is this if it's not new, why is it not being done?
so it is not new. You have conventional medicine. Conventional medicine, it all deals with the way that medicine is being practiced, how they're being taught in school, and all of that. And basically, it is you come in and with a complaint, yes, they give you something that will solve that complaint of yours. But every medication, I'm sorry to say, I still do practice in conventional medicine, and every medication that you can possibly take, everything that's out there there is a side effect to everything. But we'll look at the benefits versus the risk of your complaint. So functional medicine is not new, it's been there. Conventional medicine has just been trained in a different way that not all practitioners look for that root cause. They're just kind to triage you or to give you something that will quickly resolve your symptom. And sadly enough, though, a lot of individuals are not looking for the difficult route to solving their issue. Everybody, you want a quick fix. Everybody wants a quick fix. And functional medicine is not a quick fix because it didn't take you overnight to get to whichever complaint that you're having. Therefore, you need to put in the work in order for you to be able to see a difference.
So I can understand what you're saying, but what made you decide to start this practice?
It's basically like from my previous interview with you. I had been going too many transitions in my life from one place to another, or one job, well, the same role but in different settings. And I got into one of my roles, which was in a mental health hospital. And from the things that I saw in there, it just broke my heart. It touched me deeply, from you seeing little children as young as 12, going through different mental health challenges, you know. And on the other spectrum, there were the adults still within that facility going through similar challenges as those children. And those adults started going through those same issues when they were young, and they are still going through it. And that's heartbreaking, to know that you are in a society where you grow up having some mental challenges, and you are moving into adulthood or later years in your life, and you are still facing those similar challenges which you face as a kid, and knowing fully well that there is a better way. People can actually be well from mental health issues. You can actually live the life that you were meant to, and not going in and out of a mental institution, or having frequent breakdowns from psychotic breakdowns. So, my push was the notion that there is a way out. And in order, if you want a better tomorrow, if you want a better future for your children or grandchildren, then it needs to be addressed, it needs to be fixed, because you don't know who or where your children or your grandchildren will come in contact with, you know. So in order for a better tomorrow, we all have to be of a better mindset.
So I hear you talk about mental issues.
Mm-hmm.
So is this a major part of your push to get functional medicine, working?
Yes, yes, because the functional medicine looks deeper into what's causing your mental health issue. For there are so many different things. Our body systems, they don't live in isolation of all of as a whole. Your head is connected to your neck. Your thyroid is connected to your immune system. Your gastrointestinal system is connected to your immune system. And it can go on and on and on. So, no part of our body lives in isolation of the other. So, if you must treat your mental health issue for you to get well, it definitely requires a deeper look into all other body systems to see how they're functioning, because a dysfunction in one system definitely affects all other systems.
So this seems like something that's going to be involve a lot of education because personally I wasn't aware of this. Now you're
Mhm.
making me aware. So what plans do you have to, I mean, how is this going to work?
So the beauty of it, of M&H, is it is a virtual practice. You don't need to live in my same location or my same zip code. You don't need to live in the same country as I am. We can work together with whosoever desires a natural path to mental wellness. So it is virtual, it is, be it by phone, be it by Zoom, be it by WhatsApp or any media, you know. Um, yeah.
So how would we know? How would people know to that they are having an issue? That they are having an issue to, to be able to contact you. How do we know that we will need your services?
So foremost, it will be some people, if you have had a formal diagnosis of any medical condition, be it anxiety, be it depression or mood disorders, that will be a starter. If you already have a formal diagnosis from a doctor. And then on the other side, if you are suffering with issues such as difficulty sleeping, low energy, generally you're not feeling yourself, you're not feeling happy, you're feeling sad, you're feeling down, hopeless, you feel kind of depressed, those are all things that, yes, you have to get in contact, because definitely if you haven't been formally diagnosed, there is something going on within you that's causing you to have all of those symptoms, because normally our bodies are designed for us to live happily, for us to be able to sleep, for us to be able to rest, for us to be able to eat and digest our food well, for us to be able to procreate without any issues. But if your life is such that you are experiencing difficulties in either of those states, then you are not, there's a dysfunction within your body.
This is interesting.
Yeah.
So
And
this is very interesting.
yeah, and one thing I would say is MNH is
Mhm.
not going to act in the role as your medical doctor or as your nurse practitioner. It's going to be in the role of a health coach. So, yes, I am a nurse practitioner by background, but I'm not going to be prescribing any medications to you. I'm going to function in the role as your health coach to get you to where you need to be.
Now, um, for that to work,
Hmm.
you probably need medical information from your clients.
Right.
How are you going to deal with the HIPAA, regulations and all that?
Right. So HEPA regulations, as you can see, I am in a private corner of my home. That's my home office. And all of that, I have my own a business computer here, which is solely mine, with a locked password that is mine as well. Nobody has that code. Nobody can get into the computer. So every direction and connection with all of my clients will be made basically over my business email, which goes directly on the file into the computer and all of that.
So let me understand this, and I'd like you to go through. Just give me a scenario.
Hmm.
How it's going to start? How it's going to work? Say somebody, you know, calls you, or what
Hmm.
will make somebody to call you, and then from there, walk me through the process.
Okay. So the process is, let's say you're not sleeping well and you are jumping out of your bed at night in fright. Okay. And from the brochure which I sent you, you can see I have stated some of the things there, which if you are looking for in your life, like if you're looking for that happiness again, if you are looking for that joy again, because you are at a place where you are constantly, it's a daily thing where you are feeling down, you are feeling depressed, you are feeling sad, your energy level is super low, and you are experiencing sleep issues, you are having difficulties focusing on things, you know, um, there is my business email on that brochure, phone number on it as well. And it says to contact me for a free 20-minute strategy session. And during that strategy session, that's something that everybody has to, before you become a client of mine, we have to go through that 20-minute strategy session to determine if I am a good fit for you and you are a good fit for M&H to work with, because we need to get that out of the way, because you might be looking for something else which I might not be able to render to you. So, and I don't want to take anybody's time and, giving you definitely what you were looking for, and it's not going to be helpful to you. And so during that 20-minute strategy session, we just basically talk on, okay, what's going on in your life to kind of determine if my services will be of benefit to you. And after the strategy session, if we do determine that, okay, we are a good fit for each other, the next process will be for me sending you in a consent, a client consent form, which you have to read through. Basically, the consent is just going to be stating in the light that, yes, I am not diagnosing you with anything, I am not treating you or giving you medications, prescription medications for any medical condition, and I am not acting in the role as your medical doctor or nurse practitioner, and our relationship is strictly a coach and a client relationship. And after you've read the consent, signed it, get it back to me, I send you over like a health history form. And on that health history form, that's where it has several questions on there which you need to answer, and you can put in whatever symptoms that you are having. So it's a detailed questionnaire. It's a detailed health questionnaire basically. And after you get that back to me, I review all of that. Okay, and that's when we start planning our next sessions or scheduling the sessions. So my program typically works. Um, it is 6 sessions, basically 12 weeks. So the first session after that strategy call, it's about 90 minutes. Yeah, it's about 90 minutes. And then we'll be meeting um, once every 2 weeks for 45 minutes.
Okay. I know you're just starting,
Mhm.
but how are you going to measure success? How are you going to know if what you're doing has worked, or, you know, how are you going to measure it?
Through testimonials. Through testimonials. Let's say if you are my client today and we start from a point where from your health, that questionnaire, the detailed questionnaire I was just talking about, and you were rating certain symptoms on there, and as we go and we're getting towards the end of our session, so definitely our every other 2 week session, that's where we're going to be talking about different things, revisiting how my recommendations are working for you and how you feel it's making an impact or a difference in your life. So basically, your testimonial will be a testament of success for me.
So, are you already, is this already functional? Is this practice
It
already
is.
functional? It is. Okay. So,
It
have you
is.
had any clients so far?
I do. I do.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. And how have they been responding?
Well, so far it is going awesome. It is going awesome. It's just that I really cannot talk about the whatever
Absolutely. I
patient,
understand.
client, and all of that, but it is going great. Yeah, I am
Okay.
excited. Hmm.
So, how did this start? How did you find these clients, or how did the clients find you?
So you got to do your marketing. So it's all marketing, and that's something that's all new to me. So
Hmm.
I'm still working my way through it.
Hmm.
But you that's how you network with people. So I came in contact with different people during my position or role at that mental health hospital. So they kind of formed my network. So yeah, so that's
Okay,
how
so
you, yeah, that's
mhm.
how you get some patients referred to you and all of that. Patients or clients, sorry.
Okay. So, I mean, this looks like a service that is actually needed in our community. I guess, let me start from our community.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think it'd be really beneficial. It'd be great. So, I hope, where I hope that, from this talking, that it would spread some more and that
Mm-hmm.
people will be, able to contact you. I will be contacting you. Um, I'll be contacting you up, you know. And so, where else would people find you? How can people find you?
Well, I am on Facebook. I am on Instagram as well. It's just that, and through all of this, I still have a full time job in conventional medicine. So I am on those platforms, but not as I don't go there too frequently. But if someone were to message me there, I would get back in contact with them. And on Facebook and Instagram is just look for Marilyn Mocomb or Marilyn Ngundam. You would find me there.
So, what we'll do is at the end of the session, before we are going to put all that information down below so people can contact you directly. And
Yes.
I want to say, I'm very, very, um, no, I'm not going to say impressed, but it's a pleasure. It's really good to see that you recognize there's a problem and you're
Mm,
trying to fix it, help people fix it. Because, like I
right.
asked you before, if this is new, because you know, I don't think I have come across practitioners who want to get to the root cause of the problem.
Hmm.
Most often is you tell them your symptoms and they just write
Right.
medications.
Hmm.
Um, and part of that, I don't know if it's the system, the way it's designed,
Hmm.
because on average, when I go to my doctor, on average, it's 15 to 20 minutes, maybe
True.
not even 15 to 20 minutes,
Yeah.
right? So with that time frame, how could they, you know, how could they really,
Address what
get
needs to be.
addressed exactly
Mhm.
and get to the root of the problem?
Right.
So maybe that's an issue. So how would you address that? Do you just said you have a session 45 minutes, I think. So
Hmm.
is that enough time for you to get to the root cause of the issues?
So, first of all, I want to say, pulling back to what you said about the system. So, it is part and part about the system because, like you rightfully said, 15 minutes or 10 minutes, it's not nearly enough for you to get a full history from your patient and to be able to talk about all the things that you want to address with that patient. A well meaning doctor might very well want to do all of those with their patient, but due to that time constraint, it is impractical for them to be able to. And on the other hand, as well, I would say a lot of patients, especially in this western corner, most of them they don't really want that long route, especially if they've been going through a certain situation for a prolonged time. They just want something that can make them feel better, like right here and right now. And which, if that's what you want, then it's only a matter of time before you break down all over again, because you didn't get to that illness state overnight. It took you some time to get there. And if you truly want to get well, you would know that it's only gonna require a lot of effort and time for you to put in for you to be able to get well. And not only you getting well, because getting well is not the problem, is you staying well. That is the problem. So it needs that consistency in there. So my first initial session, it is a 90 minute. So that's a full detailed 90 minute. And that 90 minute, before that session, I have already received that detailed health questionnaire, which I talked about. So we cannot meet if you haven't completed that questionnaire. It's a must. You have to complete it, get it over to me, and I take my time and go through that entire questionnaire and look at every interconnectedness based on your symptoms there. So even before we meet, there is already a plan in place for you because I have gone through that questionnaire. So that 90 minutes is just a review of your questionnaire, and we're talking in details about sorry, about every interconnectedness that could possibly be going on with you. And the follow-up 45-minute session, so that's basically it's enough for what needs to be done because the bigger part is addressed at that 90-minute session. So the 45 minutes is a review of, okay, you are telling me, let's go through our initial recommendations. How are you doing? Have you been following up those recommendations? What is working for you? What is not working for you? And all of that.
It seems like this is a service that's really, really needed.
Oh,
And
I do. I believe it is needed. It just depends on, and again, all of this, I focus more on our community and I'm open to everybody, but my greatest push is for our community because this is something where we highly need it, but oftentimes we put a shield against whatever we're going through and just continue to walk with it until it just blows open in our faces. So I am hoping to get a lot of a lot of contact from our community as well. I'm hoping for that.
and which is great because that was one of my concerns because in our community we all know how issues, especially relating to mental health,
Mm-hmm.
are, are perceived.
Mm-hmm.
Some are kind of taboo to talk
Mm-hmm.
about,
Mm-hmm.
and I think the greatest obstacle is breaking, that shield you mentioned.
Right.
So, how do you envision, you know, penetrating that, especially I want to say cultural shield,
Mm-hmm.
the that idea of the taboo of talking about mental
Mm.
issues. How
Right.
how do you plan on tackling that?
First and foremost, I believe that you need to develop a rapport, that connection with anybody before you can ever get through to them. So, and I don't want to say I have the magic touch or magic um what will I say, wand with everybody, but we are from the same land. I believe that should be a number one, being that, okay, I understand where we are all coming from. I know the things or how we feel about issues related to mental health back there. So that's a number one, that, hey, I am with you and not against you. So I know what we have been going through. I know how, if you come out with something pertaining to your mental health, how that's looked upon. So that connection alone is a starting point. So I have to build that connection with everybody foremost. And I believe that I'm a great communicator and a practitioner, which led me into being a coach because I feel I do have a lot that I can potentially offer to anyone who is willing. And the magic word here is willing, because some individuals, they want to feel better, they want to get well. Maybe you want a quick fix, and that's not what I'm all about. Um, it's all about you willing to be able to do it, because I don't do the work for you. I do part of it, the majority of the work. And seeing the turnaround in your mental health, it's gonna be dependent on how you take what we do together and work with it.
This is really great. Um, and I want to thank you for your service. I think it's a service that's needed globally, but especially starting with our community.
Hmm.
And I think you're doing that. That's just great. And I hope that by sharing this vision story, that
Hmm.
people would open up and seek your services. I mean, what we need as a community is to be healthy, grow together.
Yes.
And I think you're doing this is just a wonderful service that's needed, like I said. I want to
Yeah.
thank you for taking the time to come on again and share what you're trying to do. So,
Mhm.
would you have something else to add before we call this a day?
Yeah, I just thank you so much, Uncle Ben, for always giving me this opportunity um, to come on board. And my heart is really, really grateful. And embarking on this journey has not been easy. It's been one where several times I've kind of have to stop and think about it, like, okay, is this the right timing? Do I have to do this? And but either ways, when something is heavy in your heart and it is a well-meaning thing, you close your eyes. Sometimes you're like, I'm just gonna go all in there. And so here we are today. And I'm definitely looking forward to the growth and the difference that MNH will be able to make into the lives of not just our community, but people all over who are looking to either supplement the conventional medication therapy, or just looking for natural remedies to managing their mental health conditions. So we are here for you. We are waiting for you. And I am actually offering, for the first, I'm not going to say, but I'm just going to wait and determine as I go for the first couple of people who are going to contact me, and I'm just going to give them a free bonus of my services.
Okay, I could you just we're going to put up your number and your contact information down
Mhm.
below, but could you just, shout out your number, your contact number where people can call you? We're going to put it up.
All right. It is 240-784-0206.
All right,
Yes.
we got that, and we're going to put it on, and so people can get in touch with you directly, and other forms of contact. Um, Folks, I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this. And I'm just going to say this is part of why we do this show, which is sharing information, useful information that can, inspire other people. But in this case, it's going to lead you to health, to having good health. Um, Again, thank you. And until next show, let me say this next show, next week, we're going to have with us an engineer from directly from Cameroon. Now, he is an engineer who has been building, um, working to build um, light generators or light generators that can be used by people in the hinterland, people in the villages, the local population. So, because in Cameroon there's frequent issues with lights. So he is working, not he's working, he's already building units that people can use to generate or to have electricity. So next week we're going to be having him on board. So stay tuned, and until next week, thank you for watching.
I'm still here.
Okay, thank you very much for coming again, and we look forward to talking more with you because we'll be interested in seeing how project, this
Okay.
program is going
It's
and how it's helping the community. So,
okay.
I will be getting in touch and hope you stay in touch too.
All right, we'll do that. Thank you so much.
All right,
Bye
you have a
bye.
good day. Thank you. Bye
You.
now.